Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of A Stable Life. As you guys are well aware, the Veggie Boys and our horse stable are connected hand in hand. Right there's the farm market for the Veggie Boys. Right here is where the ag bag is put for the Veggie Boys. Right here is the shop for the Veggie Boys. And in the middle of all of that is the parking lot for our horse stable. And right through this door is the entrance to our horse stable. And here we are, the top section of the horse stable. We have two wings. We have one wing going this way and the other going that way. Right on the other side of this wall is the chickens and the cows. I know a lot of you have always been wondering how the horse stable and the farm is connected. They're one unit, all the same. We're all family and we all do our best to work well with each other. And that actually takes me to the topic and theme for this video, which is actually you guys. You guys are awesome. See if that's high enough? Oh, it's just right. You see, because of you guys watching and supporting both of our channels, both the Veggie Boys and the Stable Life, we have some amazing opportunities. You guys are aware of last year, a company called Giraffe Tools reached out to us talking about their hose reels. We were happy to take them up on the offer to use this for our operation. Taking care of all of the horses, as you can imagine, they can get pretty dirty. So we needed something to wash them off, and originally we had basically just a hose hanging here. The problem was, if the horse didn't want to stand in this area and wanted to go a little bit further, well, you couldn't wash them off. So the hose reel came in handy because it gave us 100 foot of hose, and it's all bundled up inside there, which makes things neat and efficient. As well as the pressure washer, which is electrically powered and has been doing a phenomenal job on keeping our horse stable clean. You guys are curious about it. I have loads of videos of us using this to clean our stable. As you guys can imagine, those quality of life improvements have been an amazing asset for our horse stable. And I thought, honestly, these things are really nice. The Veggie Boys could really use these. We're over here in the greenhouses, and man, is it just such a beautiful walk in here. By the way, the only problem for me is I'll hit my head on every single one of these pots, so I kind of have to crouch while I'm in here. But just look at how beautiful it is in here. For anybody that follows the Veggie Boys, you guys are well aware of the fact a lot of their hanging baskets are on watering systems so that everything can be controlled via system. But for a lot of these plants that you guys see down here, this is how they water everything. This hose in the back right here, which is connected to a system, and that's how it is. They just pull the hose all out, and then they have to reel the whole thing back in multiple times a day. So this was something that I saw and thought, honestly guys, I think we can really help the Veggie Boys out here, give them a nice quality of life improvement. So what do you say, guys? Let's put in some water hose reels. Cool fact, looks like I can actually stand straight up and down over here. Just gotta be mindful that you don't hit the plants while you're walking. Huh. Pretty flowers. And then over here is the other area where the hose is stored. So what do you say, guys? Let's open things up and get started. Man, it's so beautiful in here. Whew, it's also warm in there. When I'm in there, I'm gonna have to make sure I take my hoodie off. When I'm out here, I gotta make sure I have my hoodie on. It's a whole new world, that's for sure. Oh man. Leia would be going crazy right now. For anyone that doesn't know, she absolutely despises geese. Just a thing. So today we are going to be working on improving the quality of life for the Veggie Boys. We're going to be installing a new air hose reel, as well as 2 new water hose reels for their greenhouses and for their shop. I'm excited. I hope you're excited.
I know I'm excited.
So let's get started. Now you guys have seen the Veggie Boys shop many a time. And currently this is how it's set up. The air hose is wrapped around the air compressor. And this is also the area where when they change the oil in the tractors, it's stored temporarily before it's recycled. So this area gets a little dirty and a little, well, packed. So with the help of Giraffe Tools, we're actually gonna be putting in an air hose reel. We're gonna mount it up top so that when we need to put air in tires, which as you guys are well aware of, that happens quite a bit around here on the farm, we can just reel the hose out to where we need it and then put it back. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, the worst part about the whole thing is when you're putting the hose back, usually it's going through all this dirt and grease, which gets on your hands, and then you get in the equipment and get it in the equipment. Every little bit that you can cut down on that is a nice thing. As farmers and as stablemen, you get dirty. That's just part of the job. But little things like that, boy, do they make your day nicer. So let's get started clearing this area out, and let's see where we can put this air hose reel. My favorite. A box within a box. Oh, that's nice. All right, well, what do you say we clear up this area for us to work on? I think it needs to look a little bit more like this. Well, there we go. Now we've got a square. It's exciting to have a square. And we got a nice ladder. or we can climb on up. This nice post right here is where we're gonna put the hose reel. That way it's up out of the way of anything that could cause a problem. So nothing will back into it or hit it, as this shop is used quite extensively. And this will be the area to put it. All right, so to start, we're just gonna mark our holes. Remember guys, measure twice, cut once. That's what my parents always taught me. I've seen the effects not doing so. Now the thread's not damaged, unthread this, and then when we tighten it, it should pull tight inside the post. Let's not lose a washer now. That is now part of the post. There we go. And then this is what the hose reel will mount to. Slide on like that. Okay, and then we'll turn this completely sideways there. Okay, we have our hose reel installed. Let's get it up and operational. Now, because we wanted this to be up and out of the way, the hose provided just wasn't long enough. This is about the length of the hose provided. So we tightened up everything. No leaks from the old hose. We're good on that. Run it into the hose reel. And this is what we got. So we pull it out. You hear those audible clicks. We can put it however far we want. And then once we hear that click, you can let go. And it holds. We put a quick connect and disconnect on this end, and then to reel it in, just hold on to it, because it takes you for a ride. And there we go. Good deal. Okay, check 1 of 3. Next up is the greenhouses. Let's head on over there, and let's see where these hose reels are gonna be set. Well, if you couldn't tell, it's humid in here. I gotta be careful where I set my tools, make sure they're not in the way of anybody. Well, I'm gonna start on the back left corner. That way I'm, for the most part, out of everyone's way. And then we'll go get those boxes and bring them on over. Lots of watering in here. So this is our first location here. You can see where the water comes in and they just have to reel it manually right here. And they have this entire greenhouse to water. They have one hose here, and another one that we'll get to momentarily. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect this, take the old mounting system off, put the new one in. While I'm working on that, as you guys can take a look and see what it looks like here when Rhonda's working on watering the greenhouses, and they have to do this 2-3 times a day, every single day. Alrighty guys, here's our hose reel. That'll actually do just fine mounted on here. There we go. And then we've got a little cotter pin that goes in through the back. All right guys, there we go. This is how it looks fully mounted. Of course it can swivel. Now, if you put it on a post straight on, of course you've got about 180 degrees of swivel. This side of the greenhouse on the right, over to this side of the greenhouse on the middle. That should be good. Now we just got to put it to the test. Well, the good news is that the hose reel is installed and is working beautifully. The bad news is that I got the wrong size. I did not know that they use 5/8 inch hosing in their greenhouses. I got them 1/2 inch, so there's not enough volume of water flowing through. So I reached out and contacted Giraffe Tools. Hopefully we'll be able to get the issue resolved and get those hose reels installed for the Veggie boys. Okay guys, it's a couple of days later, and here's the update. Giraffe Tools got back to me and said they're gonna see what they're able to do to work with us on the greenhouse hose reels, so they're able to get the volume of water that they need in order to water the plants. But they also mentioned that those 2 hose reels they'd love for us to be able to use around the farm and the house. So me and the Veggie boys got to thinking, where could we use these beautiful hose reels? And pretty much everyone came up with the same idea right here. For those of you that aren't aware, this is where the Veggie boys make all of their sauerkraut, as well as where they wash the eggs and grade the eggs from their chickens, as well as use the powdered milk for the calves. And they thought that they could really use this hose reel down here. As you can see right now, the hose runs basically all over the floor, and that's something that we're trying to avoid. Let's see how it looks. All right, so we put a piece of plywood up to have as a nice brace. After pre-drilling some holes, setting in the anchors that were provided, she's nice and sturdy. Wow, that is sharp. Man, that is nice. I think the Veggie Boys are really gonna like having this for washing up for sauerkraut, cleaning for eggs, and of course, feeding those calves. Now, what's really nice about these hose reels is they can actually provide a nice catalyst for you as you're moving water across your property. As a matter of fact, at our personal home, we don't have any water that runs to the back of our house. But now we do, which allows us to do things like this, run a pressure washer and clean off the car at the same time. That 100-foot of hose works really good at getting water in faraway places. Let me tell you guys, I love my wife. And you guys will remember a while back that we were talking about putting in a new swing using the pine trees that were on our property. Well, here you go. That swing is now complete. We took the top part of the tree, cut it, put it on top. Of course, this is going to be stained and sealed. Well, let me tell you guys, it makes for a great swing. I'll tell you what, guys, these hose reels are a great little tool to have around stable, the farm, or at your house. So far, it would appear that the air hose reel is Brian's personal favorite, as well as Daniel's. While the water hose down below is probably going to be very useful for Andrew. And hopefully we'll be able to get things set up that we'll be able to get those hose reels installed for the greenhouses. That will make both Rhonda's as well as Matthew's lives a lot nicer. And if you guys are interested in any of the products that were mentioned in this video, there is a link in the description below. And don't forget to use the product code StableLife for 10% off. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this special video working to help make the lives of the Veggie Boys better. And we'd love to give a special thank you to Giraffe Tools for providing the reels to be able to make this video happen.
If you haven't,
don't forget to hit that like button.
and make sure you're subscribed. And as always,
We'll see you in the next one.